We went to Saaremaa, again, and I took color photos. Our journey started at the Tallinn bus station on a Friday after work. We boarded our bus and soon set off for Estonia's largest island. The bus to Kuressaare includes a short ferry ride, so we had a snack. When we arrived in Kuressaare, we walked to the city center and had pizza for dinner. Then we checked into our hotel and called it a night. The next morning, we set out for adventure. A 25-minute bus ride brought us to Salme. Salme is known for its Viking ship burial site, and the Viking theme is immediately noticeable. On this trip, I used my Fujifilm X-T2 with my TTartisan 23mm lens. I shot raw color files and used Fujifilm X RAW Studio to process them. I felt like switching things up a bit. Knowing what we did about Salme and its Vikings, we first walked north to the site of the ship burials. I'll leave some links in the description, but briefly, 2 ships used for ship burials dating between the years 700 to 750 were discovered there in 2008 and 2010. The remains of 41 warriors killed in battle were discovered among the burial sites. After the Vikings, we continued north, because there was one more site we wanted to see just outside of Salme.
How? Smile.
This is the Tehumardi Memorial, dedicated to the night battle of Tehumardi, between the advancing Red Army and the retreating German Army in 1944. It looks a little different now, and all of the grave markers have been removed, but I'll leave a link in the description for further details. Back in Salme. Yanni Tuli? Having seen most of the Viking village, we wanted to see what else Salme had to offer. There really wasn't much, so we found a secluded place near the Laululava to wait for the bus back to Kuressaare. When we got back to Kuressaare, we went straight to the castle. This time, we actually went into the museum and not just the gift shop. The museum's permanent exhibit traces the history of Saaremaa, from the medieval period up until the restoration of independence. There was a small cafe at the top, so of course we enjoyed a short break with a beer. We left the museum and were quite hungry by this point, so we were on the search for food. But that didn't stop us from stopping to take photos. Luckily, right outside of the castle was the John Bull pub. We had another beer and some food. At this point, we returned to our room for a break, but soon we were back out, taking a taxi to the outskirts of the city. To a cemetery. First, we went to the section for those who died in World War II. Then we continued to the older sections. This cemetery was founded in 1780 and has some very interesting architecture. After the cemetery, we headed back to the city center and called it a day. The next morning, I woke early to get more photography in before we had to check out. After we checked out, we had a bread snack in the center. Then we boarded our bus and began the long journey back. And that's it. Thank you for watching. Until next time. The bus to Kuressaare. The bus to Kuressaare include. We walked back to Salme. We walked back to Salme. Fuck. So we found. We left the museum and were The next morning, I woke early to get some more.